Please.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh,
Welcome back to Prospect Central 101. My name is Chris, and today joining me we have,
Braden.
and we're going to be watching some Andrew Thomas with you guys today. So normally Carson is offensive lineman, but today Braden wanted to come on and join us for one. But
We're
Andrew
looking for
Thomas
Garrett
is
Bowles' replacement.
Andrew Thomas is one of the best perceived offensive tackles in this class. He plays left tackle for the University of Georgia Bulldogs. He is currently a third-year junior, listed unofficially at 6'5", 320. So, have you seen or heard anything about Andrew Thomas
I
today?
mean, I've heard a lot about him, but I have not seen any of his actual game tape to this point.
Sweet. So, what do you think you know that you've heard so far?
I haven't necessarily heard specifically strengths, just that he's supposed to be like the top guy in this draft class for offensive line. That's the main thing I've heard. So I'm expecting some to be solid at most things, you know.
Yep. So, today, the first game we're going to be watching is the SEC Championship game. This was from last year, of course, and then there is one game of updated tape from this season as well. So as you guys can see here, Andrew Thomas is going to be number 71 and predominantly dash exclusively playing the left tackle spot. So you ready to go?
Sure.
Fantastic. Okay, pretty decent first play.
Sure. Click block ads by clicking on an ad. That seems legit. That is in no way, shape, or form a virus.
Come on.
For the record, we've been here for about a good half hour again, trying to get everything to work.
Yeah, YouTube
Here
right
we
now is totally bugging. And by the way, guys, apologies for the week off. I decided I needed to take a week break before I started getting back into film again. With Michigan off, that didn't exactly help either. Okay, and this shove is just
that was
into the
nice.
stunt. Yep. Oh my god, okay. Nice
I'm
anchor.
liking the pushing he's getting so far.
They do that a lot. I was noticing one of our friends in the Lions community, Alex Ringo, was watching Thomas earlier today, and he posted a play similar to that in a different game. That's something that Georgia seems to do a lot. Oh, Jared
That's
Hodge.
offside. I remember.
So far, he's looking pretty solid.
Yeah.
Nice movement skills there. Oh, yeah.
Too much right there by the receiver.
Yeah, we talked about that in another video. Nice job staying engaged without holding. Good hand placement. Does a really nice job of keeping the defender.
A left tackle, like actually blocking without getting a holding penalty, is like a foreign concept to me.
Oh my gosh, this
If I had if I had $1 for every pixel in that frame, I'd be in debt.
240 is normally not bad, but
All right, I at least break even on this.
still nice adjustment. Nice job staying disciplined. I like how he kind of resets here a little bit. You're going to see him initially kind of get
beat a
further
tiny
back,
bit.
and then the Alabama defensive lineman tries to win inside. He recovers pretty nicely.
That's real tough.
Again, nice job picking up the stunt. Probably should
Oh,
have
how
kept
do you
that.
not catch that?
Same thing. That was not the easiest rush to diagnose either, because they're sending this guy out, and this guy ends up, I think, coming in on the stunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mac Wilson coming inside on the stunt. He does a really nice job of switching over and picking up the guy that was rushing outside. I think that's Rick Davis. Not bad for from block. Nice anchor at the end. Got beat a little bit off the snap, but wasn't even really all that bad. I think that might have been designed. Oh, that was nice. Great physicality there. And I like how he doesn't stay set, right? He's active and motoring through the entire play until the ring back gets past him. Yep, he definitely did enough for me there.
Yeah.
He's probably the only guy on the line that's relatively in position. It's still a pretty solid rep for him, I would say. Same thing. Didn't even give the defender a chance there, really. Moved him inside. Nice power, good recovery. Great double. I haven't seen a clear lost rep yet in the first quarter. That was nice too. Does a great job of limiting his wasting motion, being pretty efficient in his kick. Nice shuffle. And just tries to force him around the end.
I'd say that was like the first rep he lost. I'd say on that one right there, the past one.
Even that wasn't
No, I'm
really
not
all that
saying.
bad.
No, I'm not saying it was a disaster. I'm just saying that wasn't the first one where he didn't clearly dominate.
So I don't know how much you watch offensive linemen, but what do you think happened on this particular play that caused him to lose this rep?
Uh, it's like the defender just he started to go inside, on that defender's back hip, and then the edge rusher just swam around him.
Nice run block.
Base, basing on the silence, I'm gonna guess I got that entirely wrong.
I mean, I'm just here to help you guys. It's everyone can have their own opinion on what they see.
That was
That was nice. Good drive.
Ohio. They Georgia really let go of the better quarterback between Fields and Fromm, and that's a real tough one right there.
They're using him a lot on that interior. I wonder. I'm fairly sure that that has something to do with game planning and by design. But I think that also speaks to Tom. Oh, that was nice.
Hmm.
That speaks to Thomas's power.
That was a nice job. And he's in.
Again, nice drive by Thomas. Same thing. Just does a great job of not really getting moved back ever. Stonewalled, nowhere to go.
Okay, what are you doing there, Mr. Swift? Just completely stonewalls him.
I like the patience too. He
Yeah.
doesn't overreact and try and lunge in. At first here, he kind of waits for the defender to blitz up, and then he attacks when he starts to move back and gets a nice drive. He's doing a really nice job of getting himself set instead of overreacting to the defender, which is a big reason why he's able to stay and set for that play, in control for most of these plays. And there he again, just a little bit too early. And got swung over the top. Nice drive. He's doing a really nice job of staying disciplined in terms of penalties. His game placement and technique has been pretty solid so far. Nice power. He's doing a good job of staying grounded too. Some of these offensive linemen, I think we were watching. I think it was Tristan Wirfs, and you would see plays where his feet would literally get off the ground. And even here, the defender, I'm not sure if it's Davis or who, but he has pretty good hand placement here on Thomas to get the pads up and lift him up. But Thomas has still got his feet on the ground, pretty solid position on his part. I don't know why this isn't playing. There we go. And he still is able to stay engaged and at least keep himself on balance. So nice.
Detroit Lions legend Isaac Nada.
He's on the practice squad, I think. That was nice. Got off the first guy and moved to the second level. He seems very controlled, which is kind of nice. He's not really all that wild. Nice second level block.
Did it again, that kind of swim move punch thing.
Nice. Nice switch again. They're doing a really good job on that. That's good tape film work by Georgia to recognize that Alabama runs those stunts a lot. Nice. Good enough there. Oh, okay. So what do you think about this play? Do you think this was a good play by Thomas or not?
That that's hard.
That's why I asked you.
My thing is if the play design is that it was a forced double team, then still not great, but that's more of a stupid That's more of a stupid design, I'd say, for a short pass on 3rd and 2, not have have linemen stay out, or have your linemen stay out in case there's a outside, like a blitz off the edge. But so I'd have to, without saying the play design, I can't say whether it's truly his fault, but probably is. It's not great.
Interesting. So you think he should have been able to pick up the outside blitzer?
He
Most
has the
likely.
yes, he should have. He definitely has the ability to do that.
That was a little high. They're probably not going to call that or see that, but they got his hands to the face there for a second. Whew.
That was late.
Nice. Nice job getting the second level. He missed the block, but still good agility and movement. Nice. Good blitz rack.
Are we gonna see the dumb fake punt?
Nice. He's not really giving the defenders a whole lot of room to work. Now, obviously, Alabama does have more of a power line compared to Finesse, so you're not going to see a lot of edge rush from them. They do like the one with their power sets, but regardless, he's still doing a really nice job of holding these guys and staying engaged at the line of scrimmage. Probably could have held on a little bit more. Should have finished that play a little bit better than he did. Right here, he gets a little bit too far in and gives up that lane. Nice stunt pickup. Well, at least decent. Same thing. Very nice. Same thing. Nice recovery. Oh, yeah, probably should have held a little bit longer. That was nice. Good job of neutralizing the arm length. Same thing, does a really nice job there of keeping him tight. So, overall thoughts on the first game?
Very solid. Very solid. He showed a lot of things, able to, get a lot of push and power with it, but at the same time, showed not necessarily finesse, but thank you, Google Chrome, very cool. Anyway, but yeah, at the same time, he showed a lot of like technique. That's the word, technique. With his, with his kick slide and all that stuff and pass protection. So overall, a very solid game. I counted like 3 plays in that whole game where I thought it was pretty obvious he lost, which for a 10-minute game isn't terrible at all. Offensive line versus Vanderbilt.
Yeah, so he should still be the left tackle, 71. I'm pretty sure. Yep.
See.
But
Thank you,
first,
Waldo. Very cool.
yeah, but first we're going to go over a couple of the things for those of you guys who missed the Tristan Worst video. Maybe this is your first channel or first video on the channel. Welcome to those of you guys. I'm just going to go over when this inevitably loads. Some of the things that we're going to be looking for in game 2, and maybe go over some of the terms that we mentioned in the first game for offensive linemen that we're kind of looking for. So
there we go.
I had to load the OL part. And that's my relatively loose scale. I've been messing around with it for a little while already. In fact, I actually think I changed it since last week. So that's my new updated scale for now. I made a couple of minor changes. There we go. So, oh yeah, and I also updated Worst as well a little bit. I went back and watched some more tape after I made that video. And I changed a couple of things. But anyway, the first thing that we're going to talk about with offensive linemen is anchor. You've probably already heard me say that a couple times. Anchor is basically how well a guy is able to not get pushed back at the line. So that's their ability to kind of hold the line of scrimmage, give up, well, not give up bull rushes is probably the best way to phrase that. Kind of just, it represents lower body power and core power, all that kind of stuff. Hand placement is making sure that you get your hands in the right spot, making sure that you are able to like drive with the hands, it's all that kind of stuff. It's really just handwork.
Dan, you
Footwork,
gave him a 5 on that. That's real tough.
yeah, 5 is the lowest I'm going right now. I did the same with angles. It's just worse. Ugh, I did not really care much for him.
That's tough.
Yeah, he had some issues. He was good like some areas, but yeah. Footwork is basically what you just expect. It's making sure that you don't overreact, but making sure that you get deep enough and all that good stuff. Movement skills is basically your ability to not play in a phone booth. It's different than seal and pull blocking because that's like movement with like a run, for example, typically, or after the catch, however. But movement skills is basically your ability to get to second level and all that kind of stuff. Strength is just basically raw natural
Self-explanatory.
power strength. Awareness is like blitz recognition, pickup, all that fun stuff. Knowing where the defensive linemen are lined up, knowing what your job is, that whole thing. So man capable is the ability to play in both schemes. Man, of course, power, physical, one-on-one blocking. Zone is going to be more double teams, and I guess kind of represents use of angles, getting second level, pull zone, or pull seal, all that kind of stuff. Angles I talked a lot about in the worst video. That's basically making sure that you basically reduce the angles and the pursuit angles, particularly of the defender as best as possible. So, for example, if there's an inside run play, you want to angle the defender outside and around the quarterback or the running back. And if it's an inside run, if you can, or if it's an outside zone, if you can move the defender inside, then that's great. Steel pull blocking is getting to the second level. On pull blocks, making sure that you can seal the. I haven't really talked about that with Thomas yet because he hasn't plowed the pull block, but making sure that you're able to finish a block, also kind of included in that. And then miscellaneous is like durability, character, all that extra stuff. So, are there any questions that you have about some of the things that we're going to be looking for in the second part since this is your first alarm video of the year?
No, self-explanatory throughout, pretty much.
Cool. So this is 2019, so this was, I'm guessing, week 1.
Well, considering,
Yes.
yes, 2018, week 1. Shout out to Wake Forest and North Carolina they had a non-conference game, although they were both teams are in the ACC.
Yeah, I have no clue what happened there.
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh, that's
Good drive block. Same thing, and that's again what I'm more referring to with movement skills, right? So like Orlando Brown was not a very good mover when he came out. But with Thomas, you see him, even though it's not like a pull or seal block or anything, he does a really nice job of not playing in the phone booth and getting to cover his lineman. That would be an example of a good movement skill.
oh boy, we're back to the index pixels.
Yep, we got the 240.
Why is 240 the auto? That's actually stupid.
Okay.
That's a horse collar.
They
Yeah.
do flag at the end, I think.
Yeah, I love how the ref just casually places it. Like he's just like, all right, yeah, that happened.
But again, great movement skill here. And even just off the first couple of plays, you see a nice improvement in athleticism. Not that he wasn't athletic before, but he's doing a really nice job of getting off the ball, and really exploding out of his boom. That's a quick first step for an offensive tackle. And he almost gets to the second level before Swift does.
This is who the Dolphins should take number one.
Again, just a really nice job of getting to the outside. And I like how he tries to force him outside for the inside run as well with the angles point. Oh, look at that! Oh man, that is incredible. Now it is Vanderbilt, but they are still an SEC Power 5 school. So these aren't a bunch of chump changes. They're not elite like top
They're not,
25 teams, but
but they're not. You know, they're not the local YMCA either.
look at that driving power. Oh my god. That's incredible. Nice job staying engaged. And again, he does a really nice job of staying in front. He's not really giving him a lot of room to bend the edge. He's not really giving him a lot of ability to reverse this inside. And he tries to a little bit at the end, but he does a really nice job of resetting and getting back in front. Right there. Oh, great balance. Okay, got beat to the inside there on the outside end.
That's a false start in the NFL, which is one of the dumbest rules out there, but that's besides the point.
For all the talk about the pass interference reviews, that's probably been one of the least effective rules so far this year, to be honest.
Yeah,
Oh, that was beautiful.
beautiful.
And again, I love the way he uses this angle, right? He's doing a really nice job here, knowing this run play design here, and he just pushes him right out of the way. He's not driving him, he's not moving him inside into the run. He's moving him toward the boundary to give Swift that room inside. Excellent. Okay, so kind of a bit too aggressive on that particular play. Not a huge deal. Nice double team.
That was actually a nice tackle by that safety.
That was a good throw by Fromm too. Nice footwork. I like the way he shuffles, eliminating that wasted motion, staying in front, getting pretty decently deep, and he's not completely flat with the sideline like we saw with Wirfs earlier. Nice second level block. Well, at least getting there. Nice. Great screen block there. I like how he
Before we saw
go.
before we saw the screen, I was like, come again? What are you doing here? Great. Here I was like, for a half second when he like did that like move back, I was like, that's very interesting technique right there, Mr. Thomas.
For a second, I thought he was like a receiver. I was watching the tight end. I was like, oh, okay. But no, this is gonna be him here.
Yeah, like
At the bottom. And
right there.
I actually kind of like how he sells this a little bit, right? That whole offensive line is kind of selling the pass protection as if this is going to be like a regular concept, and then at the time they're ready to get this screen out, because that sells this edge to come forward, and if they go immediately off the line, then that edge is going to be alerted to the play. So that's actually a pretty cool little play. And then the best part about it all is he's going to be able to kind of seal that guy right there and force him out of the play.
It's like he made that believable enough to where I was like, thought he was actually like in regular pass protection, which is very something you don't see enough. Well, often, probably not necessarily enough.
Okay, decent power. They're finished as well. Oh, that was a nice run. Nice drive. Oh, got to be over the top again. So that swim move is giving him a little bit of an issue. Same thing. Pancake, it looked like. Nice. Nice drive again. That whole offensive line, to be fair. Nice blitz recognition. The left guard unfortunately gets beat on the switch, but because you're going to see the left guard had to pick up the actual edge defender, and he kind of oversects inside a little bit. But regardless, I mean, that's actually a pretty smart play by Thomas to trust this guy there. Okay, didn't actually get moved back. He didn't really get his normal drive push there, but he still didn't give up any ground. Nice second level. Good red zone block. Oh, man. That first punch, really nice. Nice anchor at the end. I kind of like the idea here. He kind of or doesn't overstep, but he kind of protects this inside, and he knows that there's going to be a quick pass, a screen. It looks like, so he forces the edge defender to kind of go around, and that takes up way too much time for the design of the play. He's not letting anyone really get through him, outside of the occasional swim move. Okay. Nice steal. Maybe a tight end here, so he's actually going to be playing one guy inside. So didn't really get the push, but they actually overloaded. It looks like they have the two guys here. And he doesn't yet move back. And that's still a really good display of his anchor. Okay, apparently they got him for an illegal block in the back.
That's very interesting.
Look at the movement skill. That dude is freaky athletic. I think the last time I saw an offensive tackle that could move like this was probably Teron Armstead out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. That dude can move. Like, I mean, and the effort in itself is honestly really, really nice in the motor to begin with, but the athleticism is crazy. He's like almost keeping up with the 4'4" DeAndre Swift. Watch this. He's gonna try and get to his guy, and he does. And he just keeps up with him. That's wild. I'd love to see. I'm gonna throw this out here right now. He would be so good for the Arizona Cardinals. He would be fantastic for Cliff Kingsbury.
Or, hear me out, he'll be good for Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos.
Well, what I'm
So
thinking
hear,
about when I say Arizona is Arizona likes to run, obviously, their up tempo. You saw that when you watched our game on Sunday. Arizona likes to run this up tempo, quick. It's not necessarily hurry up offense, but they definitely play fast.
hmm
And so far, especially with that last play, Thomas is a guy who has the ability to get up and down the field. He has the ability to play inside the phone booth and out. He has the ability to drive and hold his the line, not like holding penalty. Arizona's offensive line is not good. Their only quality offensive lineman right now is Marcus Gilbert.
Gilbert, who's on IR.
Well, that won't matter next year, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that's. I really think that he would be huge for Kyler Murray, and the ability to kind of like, as we saw in the last play, get downfield as a blocker also. Like him blocking for Kyler and David Johnson would be really, really nice for them to have. And they're going to be probably picking high enough to land someone like that too. Because draft pick and where you are in the draft, you're probably going to have to be top 5 based on what we're seeing so far to pick him. And Arizona's probably going to be somewhere in that range. Or at least
Why does
have
that
enough
coach look
assets to
like
move up.
Terrell Davis?
What?
Why does that coach look like Terrell Davis with hair?
Stand up rusher. Hasn't really seen many of these. Assuming he actually rushes. Okay, nice shot getting out quick out of the stance also. Oh, oversight a little bit outside. Nice counter by the Vanderbilt player to get back in. Nice patience. Nice drive.
Kind of unfortunate the running back ran right into him.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, at least you utilize the angle well. Nice double. Oh. Oh, look at that finish. Oh, this is really nice. He's going to be the one guy from the inside here. The tight end on the very end. Engages here. Starts with a little bit of help from the guard. Then the guard moves to second level. And when that guard gets to second level, he finishes with a nice pancake. Right to the ground. Excellent block. Oh my gosh, the drive. And then the finish. This dude is the best offensive line prospect I've seen in probably the last 5 years aside from Nelson.
I'd like to announce that I am committing to the Andrew Thomas 2020 bandwagon for the Denver Broncos.
Nice angle there to push him out.
But that ball went flying. Good lord. That's a bit of an issue with ball security. That
This is an interesting set. What is that? Left tackle guard, center, right guard, right. Two tight ends on the same side with the motion to that side. And then they still run it up the middle? Interesting.
that's a play that you do call when you're bored. Honestly, if you're doing that well and if you're Georgia playing Vanderbilt, that's just a play call you do when you're bored.
And again, going back to Thomas, he's finishing plays. The motor is incredible. Both physical and intangible. Nice anchor at the end. Great set. Oh, that was hands to the face on the Vanderbilt defender, too. He gets his hand up really right here is actually a great spring shot of it.
And he still really doesn't move.
Yeah.
Like he's still holding him in place.
Anchor is incredible. Nice double. Okay.
As I'm saying, I'd like to see him with a Mike Munchak. I feel like that would be almost illegal. Speaking of illegal, how did he get that wide open? Oh, that's real tough. Another hands to the face.
I believe that guy in the end is the tight end.
Yes.
So he'll probably be the guy one inside here. Nice use of the angle. Same thing here, gonna be, oh, was, still is, one guy inside. Power set, third and one. So you're probably gonna want to see a little bit more drive here. And gets it, at least on his part.
Yeah, I was like, unfortunately, no one else decided to show up.
Oh man. Great use of the angle. Love how he forces him inside on this at the end here. I don't know who that running back is. He's not Swift, I don't think.
No, it's not.
Has room to run behind him. That's great work. Another screenplay.
Oh
Probably
dear.
would prefer he take the other defender here. Number 3. Especially knowing that he had a little bit of help outside. Not the end of the world. Were you about to say something that I interrupted?
No, I was just saying. Oh, he yeeted that guy to the ground on the screen pass.
Okay. Oof. So, overall thoughts on how he looks this season compared to last. We'll start with that.
I'd say the main difference is he seems a lot. He has a lot. His athleticism has improved a lot more from 2019 at least so far to the to 20 from 2018. But at the same time, he still looks as just as dominant with his power, his drive, and his anchor, and his technique is just as sound. So really, this dude is unreal.
So, how do you think that he did between the two games combined? Is there anything that stood out, positive, negative, that you didn't just mention that you want to re-highlight?
Uh, I mean, just just how he's just it's just he's so good at almost everything. Like it's just it's absolutely unreal how like good he is.
Okay, so we watched the Alabama
Alabama
18,
18
and that was Vanderbilt 19.
Vanderbilt.
I'm trying to keep up with that. I don't always remember, but okay. So here are our categories we went over before this game. Anchor is a 10.
Yep,
Game placement, I'm gonna go with a 9 for now.
9.
I think that's fair. 10 is very hard to get for me. I normally like to settle in that 9, 8, 7 range, unless you're very bad and you get like a 5, or you're very good and you get like a 10. So most of these will probably be like 9 or 8. Footwork,
9.
probably the same. I'm gonna go with a 9. Would like to see him show that he can get a little bit deeper versus bendy edge rushers. Part of that was the fact that neither team that we saw has a very bendy edge rusher. So that's kind of why I'm holding him off on a 10 at the moment.
But
What
that's
were you?
not.
What?
I was like, he's not getting a 10, but it's not really his fault for that reason. He isn't.
Yet? Yeah.
Yeah.
Movement skills is going to be a 10 now. I really like how athletic he is. First off,
Yeah.
um, I think his combine is going to probably be in the 9.9s in RAS terms. That's I expect based on what we saw in the Vanderbilt game, those numbers to be elite. Strength wasn't quite Tristan Wirfs, which is why I'm gonna give him a 9. Still very solid, but he's not like a extremely strong guy. I think he wins with the ability to be balanced and utilize strength well. Um, it's more so his actual way that he applies the strength that kind of makes him look stronger, I would say. Awareness, same thing. I'm gonna go with the 9. We saw 1 or 2 lapses of the blitz, but
Hmm.
he does a nice job on recognizing the stunts and everything like that as well, so that's still really good. Zone man capable is a 10. We saw him on double teams. We saw him on the one-on-one blocks. We saw him on the edge. We saw him wing inside. He can play. Well, I'm obviously stay a left tackle. He can play in both schemes very well and still be a very quality player. Ingles, I don't want to go with the 10, but I will go with the
9.
9. Very solid. I again just almost everything was pretty good. What you'd expect to see from a very high quality first round talent. Seal and pull blocking. This is probably going to be the biggest weakness so far from him. And again, it's not entirely his fault so much as that we didn't really see a lot of it. And it's something that's going to be relatively schematic. So I don't want to give him all the way down to a 5 because he can't do it. I think he could. Um, but
8.
I'm probably going to go with the 6. I It's not really that he needs to improve a lot in that area, but I definitely want to see more. And it's someplace that I think he's going to be able to improve, and that one spot in his game I think he'll be able to work on before he gets to the pros. Again, another thing too is that's kind of more of a thing for guards and interior linemen who actually have to like stunt out around the tackle. So that's probably not something that you're going to actually have to see from him a whole lot. You know what? Just for that, I'm going to bump you up to a 7.
Why
But
7? Why to the 7th power?
yeah, but definitely something that I think that he can continue to work on, and he's not exactly the perfect prospect. Miscellaneous, I'm gonna go. You know what? For the motor aspect of that, I'm gonna go with a 10. I don't remember seeing any durability issues. I think he's a 2-year starter.
And I haven't heard anything about him being, an a-hole.
Yeah, I don't expect that either. But yeah, the motor aspect was really what sold me on that. The guy finishes plays, he plays through the whistle in a good way. Yeah, started as a freshman, so he's a 3-year starter, actually, not even just a 2-year.
Started all 15 as a freshman, started all 13 as a sophomore.
Yeah, so
So,
shouldn't have any
no.
disciplinary issues or anything like that. No off the field issues, or he would have been suspended, anything along those lines. So I think it's pretty fair.
Yeah.
So with that being said, average is probably a 9 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus 2 is plus 1 plus 2, so that's a 92, which is basically a top 5 player in the class. Thoughts?
Yeah. I'd say that's probably a fairly accurate rank. I'd say that's a fairly accurate place for him.
So he actually gets a blue from me, and it's now my first blue offensive lineman of the year. So, anything else that you'd like to add that we didn't go over, or your reactions to my individual rankings? Wanted to throw anything like
No,
that?
I've already said it. An insane, he's just an insane prospect. He's an insane prospect, so.
Anything on my rankings wise that you disagree with that you would have gone higher or lower?
Um, no, I'd agree with most of it. The
Sweet.
only thing maybe I'd do is improve, I'd maybe do improve the seal to an 8 because when he did the little times he did show it, I don't remember a time of him messing it up. So I'd personally give it an 8, but other than that, I'd mostly agree.
Sweet. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, learned a thing or two. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more future content like this. But for now, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.
Well,